for this?
Welcome back to the
Oh,
Empire
man.
Sports of Mind. Same problem as last show. We
Yeah.
fixed it.
Oh boy. Whoa. That's way too close. All right.
All
We're
right.
good now.
Reset. Welcome to the Empire Sports of Mind. We got a big episode. Giants making moves. Free agency recap for the Jets as well. Yankees opening day is tomorrow. Today is March 26th. A lot of stuff. We're going to project the rest of the Yankees starting rotation, a few guys in the lineup. We're going to give our AL East standings predictions. And if time allows, we'll discuss Knicks Rangers. Probably not, because there's a lot of Jets and Giants. So,
Yeah.
John, let's start with the Giants. Yesterday, the news breaking that Russell Wilson signing with the Giants. John, what do you think? I have a lot of thoughts.
Giants country, let's ride, right? I mean, that's you sign Russell Wilson. It's a 1-year deal worth up to. I mean, money doesn't matter at this point. You have so much cap space, doesn't even matter. It's a 1-year deal. To me, it's a good sign. I mean, on the surface, it's a good signing. But I think it also signifies the 1 year signifies that they are still going to try to draft a quarterback. I think that's still what it tells me. I mean, maybe now they're not as pressured as much as they would be without Russell Wilson and going in with Jameson. If you were going in with Winston as your starter, maybe you're more pressured to draft one. Maybe now with Wilson a little less. Maybe they could trade down if both quarterbacks go 1 and 2, Shedeur Sanders and Cam Ward. So maybe, I mean, it gives them a little more flexibility in the draft, but I still think they're just delaying the inevitable at this point, Matthew. They're still going to have to find their franchise quarterback at the end of the day. They're still going to have to find one. But Russell Wilson gives you a chance to win more games. It's an upgrade over Daniel Jones and Drew Lock from what you had last year. It's an upgrade, slight upgrade, but it's still an upgrade, and it gives you a chance to win more games here. I do like it on the surface.
Yeah, I like what they've done. I think I've said this probably 3-4 times now on the podcast. With a top 5 pick, about 5 guys get to the Hall of Fame every year. You should be drafting a Hall of Famer with a top 5 pick. And that's the standard I'm going to hold the Giants to. And do I think that Shedeur Sanders, whatever, is going to be a Hall of Famer? No, probably not. I mean, he's probably like, really, if you evaluate it, is he even like a top 15 prospect this year? I mean, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. So top 3, draft best available. Abdul Carter, that would be nice. Or Travis Hunter. There are a lot of options.
I mean, Hunter's the best player in the draft. I don't think that's a debate. I think he's the best player in the draft. Okay. He plays now. I do have a problem with him playing both positions. I think he has to pick one in the NFL. I think look, I could be wrong here, but I do think he's going to have to, when it comes down to things, I think he's going to have to pick one position to stick with here. But look, I think the Giants, I don't know, Matthew, but say you're sitting at 3 and one of Ward or Sanders are available at 3. What are you going to do? Are you not going to draft a quarterback? Are you going to trade down? Like, what are you going to do? Like, what do you think? I think they're still going to draft that quarterback.
I haven't watched enough film on these guys. I would not pick Sanders. I don't think Sanders. But if Ward was the best available at 3, I would take it. That's the bottom line. Draft best available. You know what I'm tired of reaching for these quarterbacks. If Ward is 4 on your draft board, maybe
Ward is not great.
5 is considered. If Ward is ranked number 20 on your overall big board based on the caliber of player, the career that he's going to have, then you absolutely cannot draft him at 3 just because he's a quarterback.
Yeah, look, I think Ward is solid. I think him and Sanders are kind of neck and neck. I do think Ward at the end of the day is going to be chosen above Sanders. I think Sanders, a lot of people are high on him. I think he's going to drop as we get closer here. I know there's only a month away, but as we get closer, I think he might be like a potential Johnny Manziel situation, Matthew, where teams are passing on him because he brings a lot of baggage with him. I think he's I saw his press conference at the Combine. Bad look for him. Just a horrible look. He's not, I saw Josina Anderson gave like a scoop saying one team they were just completely surprised with his attitude when they interviewed him. One of the teams, I think that team, he said a team in the top 7. That team has to be the Jets, in my opinion. If you're including top 7, that's so specific to me. I mean, it's so specific. Yeah, that's crazy to me. I think he has a lot of baggage. His dad as well, Deion Sanders. I think that's just a headache in the making, especially in a market like New York. It's a headache in the making. And I think the Giants would be smart to stay away from him. I do like Ward. I like for the Giants to trade down from 3 and then get Jackson Dart, trade back up for Dart late in the first round if he's still there. I do like Jackson Dart a lot over these guys from what I've seen so far.
I think there's talent elsewhere in the draft. I agree with you. Travis Hunter's probably going to be there at 3, or Abdul Carter is supposed to be. These are supposed to be 2 generational talents, and they're ways that you could definitely use both on a team that won what 3 games last year. So
Yeah, I mean,
uh,
but like, do you
there
really
are
need
ways to
Abdul
use
Carter
this.
right now? Do you need Carter? I mean, is that like a position of need? I mean, you got Brian Burns to big money contract. You have Thibodeau. Is that really a position of need? I mean, I get that you draft the best player available in the top 3, but to me, that's kind of a waste of a pick. That's kind of a waste. I'd rather trade down than draft Carter.
I don't
I
know.
don't know. I
I
think that's
think
a waste.
there are
You
ways.
sign
There are a
Burns
lot
to
of
that
teams.
generational money, though. I don't think that
Well,
makes
I agree with
sense.
that, but I still believe in picking best available. There are good teams that utilize 3 kind of edge rushers. The Dolphins did it with Don Shula a lot, whatever the 4-3, whatever it's called. I think you could just go a little bigger, and it really. I guess maybe your secondary's a little worse. You put an extra linebacker on the
I
field, but
just
you get to the quarterback, the secondary it won't matter. That's the
I
philosophy of a
just
lot
have
of teams.
Yeah, I just have a problem with that because the Giants have so many needs that they have to address. That's just like you're going to waste another pick. It's not a waste. But Abdul Carter's a phenomenal player. He's going to probably be like a really good player. I mean, people
Yeah.
think so highly of him, like potential 20 sack guy. I mean, just an absolute beast. But to me, the Giants just have so many needs they have to address that to me would just not make sense. I'd rather trade down, get two additional first round picks because your team Matthew, the team is still in a rebuild. They still have a lot of holes on that roster. They're not an edge rusher away from competing. That to me, that's why I have a problem with it because that's not a position of need, and your team has a lot of positions of need.
Yeah, well, then I mean, then Travis Hunter. Well, the I guess the point is your top 3. There are you have options. All the people are going to be on the draft board, and you can pick. I said you could stoop down to the 4th best available. I guess that's reasonable because you're not going to trade back one spot in all likelihood.
Who's the 4th best available?
I
Who
don't know.
is
It might be
that?
Cam Ward. I don't know who. I have no clue what these people have. There's some good wide
It's gonna
receivers
be
out
so
there
interesting.
besides Travis Hunter.
I think draft night's gonna be. I heard some rumors the Jets might potentially trade up to 3 where the Giants are at for Hunter. I heard those some rumblings today about that. It's gonna be so interesting. There's gonna be
I
a
mean,
lot of moving
stock
pieces.
up on
A
picks.
lot of
I'm
moving
in
pieces.
favor of that too. But
Yeah.
I think one of guaranteed one of Ward, Abdul Carter. I still think is a
Hunter or Shador,
or
yeah.
Hunter. And I think
Mhm.
what about changing? What about I've always said like, what about being
I
innovative?
mean,
What about
yeah.
putting 3 edge rushers out there? Nobody's ever tried it. What if this could be like ways to innovate and ways to
Yeah,
change
but I
the game? I
mean,
don't know.
look, I think your defensive front is would be phenomenal at that point, right? I mean, it would be just
Yeah.
a force to be reckoned with. It would be insane. I mean, I don't know how an offensive line would stop that, but to me, I still have a problem with it, Matthew. I mean, it's just not a
Yeah,
position of need.
fair.
Look, they could end up doing it. I do think trading down. If you don't like any of the quarterbacks, look, if you love a quarterback, you pick him. But to me, I just have a problem with what the Giants did the offseason, starting out by not firing their GM and head coach. I just have a problem with them still being in control of this team, in my opinion. I think it's just like to me, their time with the Giants, they just overstayed their welcome. I don't know what you think about that, but to me, it's like they're going to be pressured into taking a quarterback that they may not love, but they like, just because they have the pressure of getting that franchise quarterback because they're just so pressured to make a playoff mandate. Matthew, that's true. That's an abomination. That's so bad. They're going to be pressured into
I
making
really,
decisions that
I
wouldn't
agree with
benefit
you.
the organization. Yeah, long term. Just like I
I
don't know, it's
agree.
just not good.
I
I
agree
don't
with
know. It's not
you,
a
except that they've gone out. I think you could get like Russell Wilson and then get guy at 3rd overall, Jackson Dart or whatever. But I think specifically the fact that they got Jameis Winston for whatever it is, 2 years, 16
I
million, 8
like that a
million a
lot.
year, 4 million guaranteed a year. You're gonna pay a guy 2 years, 60 million to be the 3rd quarterback, really? So I think that's backup money. He's gonna be the backup. I really don't think the Giants are gonna
Yeah.
draft a quarterback at 3. I don't believe it, and I do have
Well,
respect
what's the plan
for
though? Like, what's the plan though? Like, trade up next year for a quarterback
well,
if you have a good year?
you were just critiquing the Giants for potentially just drafting a quarterback for the sake of drafting a quarterback.
I know that, but there has to be a plan. I don't think they have a plan. That's my point. They
Well,
don't
I
have a
like
plan,
this, but
which is
then
bad.
this is not being desperate. This is Russell Wilson is like they're going to admit that Russell Wilson's a stopgap. He's what 36. He's a stopgap
He's a
quarterback.
stopgap.
So
He is. I
plan
mean,
that moves to next year. I respect that. That's not desperate to get Russell Wilson.
all right,
You'd be
all
desperate
right.
to get
I can
a
see that.
Shedeur Sanders, who may not be good.
I could see that. I
You know
do.
what you're
I think
getting with Russell Wilson. You know what you're getting with
you're
James
getting a
Winston.
guy who can't move. I can't move out of the pocket. They need to beef up that offensive line, or else he's going to get killed. Matt, he's going to get sacked 10
Well,
times a game. He can't move anymore. The
yeah.
guy cannot move laterally anymore. You got a guy that is pretty accurate, still has a solid arm, solid deep ball. Accuracy is like on and off. I think you're going to get a guy that's going to end up with like 23 touchdowns and like 11 picks. a mediocre year,
That's
which
the
is
best
fine.
Giants quarterback play in the past 7 years,
Tell
honestly,
me about it.
besides
Yeah,
Daniel
look,
Jones
tell me
Jr.
about it. Yeah, yeah. Look,
But
I could look. I
well,
could relate
I
with
think
that.
that's average quarterback play. Nobody's saying Russell Wilson's gonna be prime or he's gonna be terrible. Like that's average quarterback play. And that's
Yeah,
what
he's
they're
gonna be
signing up
okay.
for. They're not being desperate by hitting, cashing in their lottery ticket for
Yeah,
this
look, I agree.
quarterback that could be terrible
I
or
can
could be
see that.
great.
Yeah,
So I
look,
respect it. I
that's
don't think
why I
it's
do
that.
like the move. Yeah, I like the move. We're
And
gonna
I
see what
like
happens.
Jameis Winston as the backup. Also, I think he's a solid backup. He'll be exciting if he gets.
He's a
in
good
there,
backup. Yeah, he's not bad. Yeah, he's not bad. All right, so we're gonna move on to now the Jets signing Justin Fields a couple weeks ago to open up free agency. I mean, just like they were rumored to get Justin Fields for a while now, a couple weeks prior to the free agency starting. And my thoughts were I was getting a little excited. I mean, Justin Fields, look, Matthew, if he was this really good quarterback, he wouldn't be on his third team in 3 years. So he would be still with the Bears. He would be more developed. Like he's a project still, in my opinion. He's a project. But does he have the potential to maybe become a franchise quarterback? Yes, there's a remote potential, maybe like a 0.0001% chance that he becomes a franchise guy. But you know what? As a 1 year stopgap, it's not bad. I'd rather take a flyer on Justin Fields than Kirk Cousins, than Aaron Rodgers another year, than guys like Carson Wentz, who hasn't played well in like 4 years. Guys that have no chance of like reclaiming, like just reclamating their career, like Marcus Mariota, guys like that, just they're a bust. Justin Fields, he is a bust, but like he still has that chance. He still has the ability to run for 100 yards a game, score 2 touchdowns that way. Still is a good arm. I think he's one of the best arms in the game. Accuracy is a concern. That's why he's a project still, because his accuracy
and decision
can
making
lose you games. Decision making, yeah, he can't read a defense. The guy cannot read a defense. That's why he's on his third team 3 years. But I do like I like the signing. I think it's exciting from an entertainment standpoint. I'm going to be excited to watch these games and see what Fields has to offer for the Jets. I'm actually excited, but we're going to talk about it in a little bit. I don't like what they did with the receiver room this offseason. They haven't addressed it at all, which I hate.
Yeah, I mean, I like Justin. I like what they've done. I thought that was the best option of options available. Like there was going to be no quarterback worth taking at 7. Rodgers was probably the best option. Really looking back on it, maybe they should have considered bringing him back. But I think there's some. I mean, maybe not.
With the money, I think with the money was the big thing. I think the new regime wanted to clear that out as quick as possible. That's what I think. That's why I think they went another direction.
All right, fair. But I think it's
though.
Justin Fields. I think he's going to be solid. Like there's still stuff to tap into. I mean, he goes toe to toe with Lamar for running. The arm is really good. Like all of the traits are there. I think with a really good coach, you could really utilize him. Like offensive genius. I forget who they hired. Is it Leslie Frazier? That's defensive. Who's it?
So no. So it's going to be offensive coordinator is going to be some guy from I forgot his name from the Lions. I think it's like Eggstrand from the Lions. He was like the quarterback's coach. He had a pretty big role with the Lions. So I'm excited.
Steve Wilkes is defensive, right?
Steve Wilkes is defensive. I like that hire a lot. Actually, he's veteran.
Yeah. So I forgot those two, but I don't know if that's I think like a really good coach. You tap into like how Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall can really elevate him and like establish that run game and like he could throw over the top.
Yes, it's gonna be ground and pound, Matthew. It's gonna be ground and pound the whole freaking game.
Yeah, but I think there are ways
quarterback design.
To utilize the passing game in like in a smart way, but he hasn't done it in 5 years in the league. He hasn't really done it. Even when the Steelers were 5-1 with him as a starter, I think he had like 800, 900 passing yards in 5 games as a starter or something. So you'd like to see it improve. I think it might. I like this, but I thought like of the options, this is probably one of the best. It's just not a great situation.
I agree. I mean, look, there's still like the Giants. They're both still looking for that franchise guy eventually. They're both going to have to end up with a franchise guy. Now, for this regime, it's not going to be Fields. Moogie and Glenn are going to have to find their guy eventually, and this is just a stopgap, Matthew. Maybe they like the class next year. They're definitely not going to. They're at 7. They're sitting in a position at 7 right now. They're not going to get a good quarterback. I mean, you could take a flyer. I mean, if you really fall in love with Dart, I don't love picking Dart at 7. That to me is like the same thing what you did with Wilson. Zach Wilson, like 4 months prior to the draft, nobody even had them in their third round in some of their mock drafts. No one had him in his third round, and he's going 2nd overall. That was like to me, that was like a really just poor decision. Obviously, it ended up really poor. As you said, Hall of Fame, top 5. You expect Hall of Fame from top 5 picks. Zach Wilson ain't sniffing a Pro Bowl ever in his career. So I mean, that was a complete disaster. To me, reaching on Dart is like doing the same thing, just desperation, falling in love with the guy for like no apparent reason. To me, I wouldn't do that. Maybe in like the 2nd round, if he's still there, I would take a flyer on him. Maybe the guy for like the guy from Syracuse, I forgot his name. think what's the guy from Syracuse? His
McCord,
name like Kyle.
McCord or something?
Yes, he's solid. Take a flyer maybe on someone in the 3rd round, 4th round. Maybe not. I would not waste a high pick on a quarterback this year. I do agree with you with that. But I think the Jets at 7, I want them to pick Tyler Warren, the tight end, because you're going to have a lot of sets now where you're going to run with Fields. You're going to have design run plays for Fields. You need an extra tight end there, a good blocker. This guy cannot just catch the ball. He got block efficiently. This guy is phenomenal tight end all around. This guy would be a great pick for what they're trying to do with their offense, in my opinion.
So I've always been on the tight end. I like the tight ends in the 1st round camp. My question, I just have a question for you. Why didn't you want Bowers last year?
See, now my thinking has shifted. I think last year the Jets needed to address that offensive line. And I was more in line with drafting a tackle because they didn't have a franchise left tackle. They went with Olu. I love that he's going to be their franchise guy for the next 6 years. He looked great. All the indications say he's going to be your guy for the next 10 years. So hopefully 10 years if he doesn't get hurt. But I think, look, Bowers obviously had a phenomenal rookie year. What do you have, like 1,000 yards? First rookie tight end to get 1,000 yards ever, I think. So I guess I was wrong, there. But this year, I just think that Tyler Warren, the fact that if he was just a pass catcher and like a glorified receiver like Kelsey is, like Kyle Pitts is, if he was like that, I wouldn't be more in line with drafting. But since the fact that he could also block, like they said, he's like a great, like just like he sets up so much in the run game. The fact that he could do that makes me fall in love with him. And that makes me want the team to draft him. That's my perspective.
Yeah, and it's a disadvantage. The Giants this year, they had the 3rd tight end, Chris Manhertz, because the first 2 tight ends couldn't block. So you put
exactly. It's a big disadvantage, Matthew. It hurts you. It kills you in the run game.
And this guy can no longer receive that. This guy's not running a route. Like it's for
it kills. Oh yeah, when you put him on, they're going to pass it. A guy that can't block, they're going to pass it. It hurts you. It hurts your whole offense. It sucks. Yeah.
So
let's be honest. Like Travis Kelce, Matthew, he cannot block for shit. Travis Kelce.
That's why they use a lot of that guy Noah Gray or whatever. They put him out there a lot.
Exactly.
So, yeah,
you're right. Yeah, but now the Jets are Matthew. The Jets are going to run the ball now. You figure they don't have any receivers. They're going to run the ball like 25 times for Breece Hall, maybe like a Braylon Allen, like maybe 20 times Breece Hall, 5 times Braylon Allen, and like 10 times with Justin Fields. He's going to pass him maybe 15 times a game.
Who's the other Jets tackle? I heard they were in the mix for maybe another.
It's Fashanu. It's their other tackle is they don't wait. Do they not have one right now? No, it's what's his name? It's Fashanu at left tackle. Right tackle right now is they need one. They need a right tackle. They don't have one because they lost Moses. Yeah. So to the Patriots. So that was a big loss. Oh wait, they don't have what's his name? Tyron Smith. That guy's not on the team anymore.
No.
So they need to find a right tackle. They haven't.
I saw that in some mocks for a tackle because there's some good tackles.
Yeah, I don't love taking another tackle with this. I want like a playmaker. I want Tyler Warren, man. I think that's the guy. I really think that's the guy. Okay. Travis Hunter. If you trade up for Travis Hunter, I'll be head over heels. I'll be so excited if they trade up for Travis Hunter because I think he's the best player in the draft. But I think Warren is the second best player in the draft, Matthew. Pure talent standpoint, second best player.
All right, that's interesting.
I would be really hyped up for that. But Justin Fields, the Jets. I think the Jets after last night's signing of Stephon Diggs to the Patriots, they might come in last place. They don't have any receivers. Their defense got worse with losing Reed. Haven't addressed the defensive line at all. A unit that sucked last year, couldn't stop the run, couldn't pressure the quarterback. They haven't addressed that at all. Outside of a couple depth signings, they're going to suck next year. I really think they're going to suck.
No, but they're admittedly like first year of new regime. They're like admittedly.
But Matthew, give me some depth. Like you got some money by trading away Devontae Adams. You got some money by cutting Aaron Rodgers post June cut. Give me some exciting sign, not like crazy money signings. Give me some good like middle tier signings that I get excited about. I can't get excited about any of these signings other than Fields right now. They haven't signed anybody.
Have there been any signings? I haven't seen them.
No, there really have. No, there hasn't been. No,
like the Giants, like left and right. Every single
there's
player.
Been a couple like backup like depth sign. That's it. Just depth signings. It sucks. It's been a very, very underwhelming offseason so far for the Jets. Now the draft can change that. It can change that. But we'll see.
You can have a good draft. We'll see. Both teams in a good position for drafts at least. I guess we'll do a mock maybe next episode as we get closer or something.
We should. We definitely should. Yeah.
That's been fun when we've done that. But
it's been great.
Now I think let's move on to the Yankees. Opening day tomorrow. We're going to do our starting rotation. The rotation this year to start: Rodon, Max Fried, Marcus Stroman, Will Warren, and Carlos Carrasco.
Pretty bad.
Cookie
Yeah.
Carrasco, pretty bad. We'll have projections for them. But let's get overall thoughts first. What do we think, John?
I'm excited. I mean, look, I'm excited because it's opening day tomorrow, and I might hate the team a weekend. This team is just there's so many question marks heading in here. You lose Garrett Cole, you lose Clark Schmidt, you lose Nestor Cortez, you lose who else has heard that? Luis Heel. You lose all these guys in rotation. You're now down to having Carlos Carrasco as your fifth starter. That's as bad as it gets, in my opinion. This guy has been done for 3 years now. So yeah, a lot of questions with the rotation, a lot of questions with the lineup. I think Oswaldo Cabrera being your starting third baseman is an absolute disgrace. I think they should have addressed that in the offseason. They should have signed a guy like Bregman because the Red Sox, I mean, look, I get the AAV was high, but the total money was not that bad. You could have done that. Especially now losing Garrett Cole. You have extra money. To me, the lineup has a lot of holes. Paul Goldschmidt, I'm going to rely on him to play first base, a guy that could break down at any point. A guy like I'm very excited for Cody Bellinger. I think he has potential to have a really strong year because of the stadium he's playing in. Strong spring training so far from him. Losing Soto is going to be Matthew. We're going to notice it. Losing Soto is going to be really detrimental to this team. I'm telling you, you don't realize how lucky we were. We had Juan Soto and Aaron Judge 2-3. That's the best 1-2 punch you're ever going to see in your lifetime ever again. I'm telling you, we don't realize it yet, and you're going to see it. Look, Cody Bellinger, not a bad replacement, but like he doesn't come close to Juan Soto. He doesn't. Line up a lot of holes, rotation a lot of holes. Bullpen, I like the bullpen. I do like I like what the signing with Yarborough the other day. I do like that a lot. I think Devin Williams was a great pickup. Having finally a good solid closer that you're not like worrying about closing games. So I do like what they did with the bullpen. Rotation lineup, question marks, and we'll see what happens. They could win 80 games. They could win 95 games, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So a lot of.
I don't know. This team just screams average to me. Like there's like at every positional, the infield average, like Goldschmidt average, Chisholm, Volpe, Cabrera, all these are like average. Who's going to give you a great season out of those guys? Like maybe Jazz is the best hope, but maybe
I forgot about Jazz. Yeah, that's exciting.
Sure, but maybe he gives you a good season, but then there's still potential for the other 3 guys in the infield to give you like a bad season. Goldschmidt's 37 years old or something. So catcher, they have 2 lefty catchers. I don't know how that works. You kind of need
DH Ben Rice now. DH is Ben Rice, so that's like a question mark.
I like Ben Rice as like
that's problematic. I like him too, Matthew. But
off the
fourth, he can't
guy
be a
off
starter.
The bench.
Yeah,
the starting DH. He's not like a designated hitter. He's like,
but honestly,
catcher.
Yeah.
Outfield. I think Bellinger will have a good year. He's 29. He should be in his prime. Dominguez, I'm kind of high on, but Goldschmidt. No, this rotation. Will Warren had a 10 ERA last year in 22 innings. Like the hype train, as if he had this great spring. Then I checked his stats. He had a 5 ERA in spring. I'm not on board with this. Cookie Carrasco hasn't had a good year in like 7 years. Stroman not great. And then Rodon and Fried getting paid a lot of money, have dealt with injuries in the past. Rodon hasn't really been great. And then the bullpen might be fine. So the thing is, they might not be in a position where they're winning a lot of games where they send it to the bullpen. I mean, I don't think this team's that great. Screams average to me.
Yeah.
You get Stanton back and make a few moves. Maybe that improves, but not now.
Matthew, I gotta tell you something right now. Stanton ain't coming back for the rest of the year. He's done.
He's back.
Absolutely done. You think he's still coming back before June 1st? That's not happening. That's not going to happen, Matthew. He's had since we've last spoken on this podcast. He has had 6 additional PRP injections. 6 additional ones.
It's working.
He is not coming back. It's not working actually because Aaron Boone mentioned the possibility of surgery, and that would be season ending. So he has mentioned that in his press conference. The fact that he mentioned it tells me he's already planned it. It's already scheduled. Dr. Ahmad is already ready to cut into his friggin' elbows. Are you kidding me right now? Give me a break. Stanton ain't coming back. Ben Rice is your DH is a disgrace. Trade for Arenado. I really don't care. Trade for Arenado right now.
What about JD Martinez? That's easy.
So I've said that for the past month. Sign JD Martinez. This guy has a proven track record. I get he's old. I get he might, but still, Matthew, a 750 OPS from JD Martinez, that's going to help your team. Ben Rice is going to have a 640 OPS. This guy can't hit a beach ball. Seriously, this guy can't hit. I love Ben Rice. Nice kid. I love Ben Rice. Nice kid. He had that 3 home run game, which was very exciting for me. I really, I'm rooting for the kid. But to me, you got to face the facts. This kid is not a proven major league hitter. He's a minor league guy and he's like a what they call a not AAA, not MLB, a quadruple A player, in my opinion. He's just not ready for the MLB. Quadruple A, that's what he is.
The Yankees have had a lot of quadruple A players. Greg Bird, Tyler.
I think
Reed.
Oswaldo's one of them. Oswaldo's
been fine. I know Oswaldo is an
I think
caliber utility man. I think
bench. Yeah,
starter.
I agree. I think him starting at third base, he's going to bat like. We'll give you. Are we still giving his predictions?
Yes.
Did we do that?
Yes, we still have to do them. Hold on, John cut out there for a brief second. We'll just.
I'm back now. Okay.
Oh, you're back. All right, good. Yeah. No, we still have to do Oswaldo and Volpe of the hitters.
Okay, perfect. So, I mean, we're going to mention it. I don't think Oswaldo's as you said, he's not like an MLB caliber, like starter. Like, it's just embarrassing.
No, yeah.
You have one of the highest payrolls in the league, and you have Oswaldo starting at third base. Are you kidding me? I mean, seriously, why is DJ LeMahieu still on this team, by the way? Why is he still on this team? I don't understand that. This guy he's on the IL, right? He's starting on the IL?
Yeah,
DJ?
On the IL. Yep.
What a shocker there. And you know what, Matthew? I will mention this. I do like Clarke Schmidt this year. I think he's going to have a breakout year once he comes back from that injury. Hopefully that injury is not too serious, but I do like Clarke Schmidt. I think his stock is – I think last year he had a really underrated year. Not a lot of people are mentioning it, but I do like Clarke Schmidt a lot this year. I think he's going to really show out.
I think he has good stuff.
He has a good arsenal. He's like a 6-pitch mix.
I like that. I like that. But now the injuries are – he's basically thrown like one season above 100 innings.
I know.
So
that's what you're concerned about. Yeah.
Yeah. I think you mentioned Oswaldo, like that's a disgrace. The back end of this rotation is what's a disgrace. I mean, like, are you in these games? I don't know.
Look, like, to be fair though, I can't bash Cashman for this because they've had so many injuries. They've had 3 injuries. You can't bash Cashman for having Carrasco. I mean, they're down 3 men, Matthew. It's tough. I mean, it's tough. But look, it is a reality now, though. It is a reality. You have to address it. Yeah. No, I think.
I mean, there's no AAA depth. There's no this guy's started MLB games last year. And
you're right. Like, who's the next man up after Will Warren? Who's the next man up right now after Carrasco? Who is it? Is it Deivi Garcia? Is he still in the freaking minors? Deivi Garcia? Is he still in our system?
I actually think when I was reading the depth chart, I think it's Alan Winans. Do you know who that is? Alan Winans.
Couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you.
I'll tell you that's who it is. Alan. He's like a triple A.
I heard he has a good 12.6 curve, apparently, from rumblings. A birdie told me this morning. He's a good 12.6.
I know. I can tell you nothing about him other than I read this is the depth chart. Alan Winans beats me
as your 6th starter right now. Now they might start what's his name, Yarborough, as a potential starter. He started.
Yoandres Gomez, who made the bullpen.
Oh, I've heard of him. Yeah, not really familiar, but I have heard of him. Yeah, he's pitching this spring training a lot of games in spring training.
Yes, he's done.
I do think Yarborough. No, I think Yarborough would be starting games here.
I don't. You like this Yarborough? He throws 86.
Oh, he's Matthew. Look at this, Matthew. Who cares, Matthew? Look at his numbers last year. I don't care how fast he throws. It doesn't matter. Look at his numbers. He gets batters out. He had a near 1 whip last year. All right, but look at his numbers last year. It's good numbers. Solid for the money they got him for. It's solid.
Got these ESPN stats. They're really off today. You got to check this guy Ryan Yarborough's stat page.
Is it maybe it's taking spring training into account, Matthew?
The blank stare. I'm like, what the hell? It says in Ryan Yarborough in 2018 pitched 442 innings.
No way. Are you serious? That's not true.
Obviously,
holy shit. What the hell? Wow. This guy's broken several records here. So I really like the signing. As I said, Matthew, he's all reliable. 452. You can't beat 465 innings. Who are you getting that from? Nobody, no other than Ryan.
He's a workhorse. This guy's a workhorse.
This guy's awesome. This guy. Oh, I love this signing so much. I love it. I love it. I love that he's 6'5", tall guy, tall southpaw. Love it.
Absolutely. How come he doesn't throw harder? He's 6'5".
Matthew, it doesn't matter as long as he's getting these hitters off balance. That's all that matters. The change of speed. I think he has a curveball. I think he has a curveball of like 68. Matthew, you can't throw a lot fast.
Pretty disgraceful, I think.
No, it's not. If it's nasty, it's fine.
I don't believe it's nasty.
I think it's good in a way because a lot of these hitters are used to honestly throwing 100 anymore is not a luxury. All these players are used to it. They face it every single game. It's not really like a freaking luxury anymore for these teams. So having a guy that maybe throws 85, maybe a lot of these guys will be off balance now. I think it's actually good. It's a blessing in disguise.
I'm not a believer.
All right, you're a Ryan Yarborough hater. I get it. We get
Yeah,
it. And this
we'll
guy,
see.
I don't think it's a bad signing, Matthew. For the money they got him for, it's not a bad signing. I think it's solid.
Did you know that Max Fried threw 556 innings in
That's impressive.
2022?
Now I wonder where they're getting this from, though. It has to be from somewhere. Maybe it's like the total team innings.
That's a league-wide issue. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Carlos Carrasco, 600 in
Wow, no
2017.
way. Look at that. ESPN, get your stuff together, man. Opening day is tomorrow. You got to get your stuff in order before we ready to go here. Let's go.
Yeah.
What the hell? Maybe you got to contact them, Matthew. Honestly, screw ESPN. They freaking employ one of the worst TV personalities all time. I'm not gonna. I hope this is broken the whole
Stephen A.
year.
Smith?
Screw it. Yeah, I hate Stephen A. I hate that guy. What's his name? Chris Mad Dog Russo. He's annoying. He's really annoying.
Okay.
There's some people on there that have no business talking sports. They have no idea what's going on. They're just on there because they're good looking. I'll say it right now, they're on there because they're smoke shows. They don't know anything. They don't know the first thing about sports. ESPN, my stock is way down on ESPN. Screw ESPN. I hope this issue persists for the rest of the year. Screw ESPN.
John, I just figured it out. I just did some from what I remember, the innings pitch. It's outs. It's how many outs they've gotten. 500.
Interesting. Outs. Wow.
It's a mistake.
Who knows that? Who knew that we needed that stat? Who knew that? Maybe it's a new stat.
I know Marcus Stroman threw 200 innings 3 years ago, and it says 600 innings pitched.
Oh, okay. Okay. You figured that out quickly.
That's the telltale thing.
Okay.
But yeah, no, ESPN not great. Not great.
Yeah, it's not good. No, it's I hate ESPN. I hope they go bankrupt like MSG did. Honestly, in all honesty, I hate them. I hate their coverage. Matthew, let's be honest. Their coverage, NHL coverage, sucks. Their golf coverage sucks. Every time a game is on ESPN, I dread it. I'm like, I don't want to watch this game. It's terrible. Terrible announcers. I think about a month ago there was a Knicks Celtics game. Matthew, you got to hear these. I don't know if you watched the game. These announcers sounded like they were high school level. They were so bad. I had to put the game on mute. It was terrible. I couldn't believe ESPN employed these guys. I really couldn't believe it.
I don't
ESPN
remember,
just yeah.
MLB, right, and ESPN, they didn't reach an agreement to renew their television
Thank
rights.
God. I hate Sunday Night Baseball. Stinks. It stinks, Sunday Night Baseball. You have Carl Ravitch. The guy sounds like he's on his deathbed calling the game. He stinks. David Cohn's the only good talent they have on that channel.
Yeah.
Only good talent.
Baseball belongs on Fox. I believe that. Baseball.
Absolutely. With Joe Buck calling the games. It's a
Joe Buck's ESPN. But Joe Buck's ESPN.
I know.
So
see, that's why I know. Too bad. It's too bad. It's too bad he left Fox because Joe Buck calling the World Series, all was right in the world when he was calling the World Series. Now it's Joe Davis. He's
all was right in the world. These are like the Astros cheating years when he was calling the World Series.
Matthew, all's right in the world, Matthew. It's nostalgic, Matthew. When Joe Buck, when you close your eyes,
the Astros were winning the World
I just want to do a quick exercise with you. Close your eyes and just picture this: Joe Buck's calling a game. Football, baseball, you don't have to even open your eyes. You know it's a big game. It's just that nostalgia of that. You know it's a big game when he's calling a game. That's why I like him so much. Actually, I think he's a very underrated baseball announcer. Back at the wall, I think he's phenomenal.
No, I don't think he's good.
Honestly, you're gonna really enjoy. You're not gonna consume it tomorrow. You're gonna be at baseball practice. You're not even gonna watch the game tomorrow. How disgraceful is that?
I'm recording it, and I'm not bringing my phone.
Should I not text you what happens?
I'm not bringing my phone to practice. Won't matter.
You know what though, Matthew? I like that move by you. That's an old school move. I really like it. Because kids today, they can't go out without their phones for 5 minutes. I respect that move. That's an
I cannot wait for the end of practice. Other kids are going to pull their phone out of
Matthew. Do not, Matthew. You got to say, don't tell me. You can't do it.
Yeah, I know.
Hopefully they're mostly Mets fans.
Boom! It's gonna be exciting.
Yeah, that's great. It's like an hour and a half game. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah,
for you. It's gonna be awesome. Now, do you still have the DVR on the TV though? I don't have that anymore.
On Fios, I do. Yeah.
We don't have the DVR.
No recording, nothing.
No, I haven't had the DVR since the Cablevision days.
I don't think you know how to use it. I think you do have it. You just don't know how to use it.
Now, is it the what remote do you have? It's the black one that
it's the same one as you.
Yeah. It's a universal remote, the Fios, and it's the little box. You saw the little box. Is it the little Fios box?
I can show you the remote. I've used your remote. I know your remote. It has the voice button in the
yeah. Microphone. I use that all the time. I don't know the numbers of the channel. I don't even know ESPN the number. I have no idea. I know Yes is 78. I know ESPN is what 80.
MSG is 78. Yes 76.
Yes is 76. That's right. Yeah, but Matthew, I just go like this. I press the button. Yes Network. I press the button. CNN. I press the button. MSDNC.
I have the same remote. I'm telling you, you have the DVR.
Yeah, all right. You got to show me
I
because
use
that'll
a
be
lot
big
of
for
things
me.
on the defense, like the Ranger. They're all taped, and
Well, good luck tomorrow. Good
Wrestling's
luck
all
tomorrow.
TBA.
Good luck tomorrow after practice when everyone's checking their phones. Oh, Juan Soto hit this. He hit 2 home runs this game. Oh, Judge has hit 3 home runs. Like, good luck with that because you're gonna not
I
get your
know. I'm
phone with
just
it.
gonna.
That's
I
gonna be
might.
brutal.
I don't know how I'll deal with it, but we'll see.
Just leave. Just
Uh,
sprint out of there. Or you drive to practice, right? Just sprint out of
yeah.
there.
How am I
Just
getting
sprint
out?
out.
I know.
Say, all right, goodbye.
I'm going. I know I'm going.
Just say I have somewhere to be. Goodbye.
All right.
That would be my plan. But let's do our projections now. Let's go to the rotation.
All right.
Ace is Carlos Rodon. Carlos Rodon starting
ERA,
the slab and the boogie down.
ERA, whip, innings pitch, just like last year.
No RBIs, right? No RBIs.
No RBIs.
All right, got that. All right, Carlos Rodon. I'm gonna go. ERA 4.1 from Carlos. I'll go whip at a whip is gonna be 1.15 because he walks so many people. And innings pitch, I'll say he stays pretty healthy. I'm gonna say innings pitched. He will pitch 162 innings. All right, floor is yours.
Yeah, so Rodon, I was looking at his splits actually from last year. He had a really good first half, like under 3 ERA, and in the second half had like a stretch where he tanked and then kind of found it again at the end. So hopefully you could eliminate those like tank starts, those 5 tank starts, but it wasn't pretty for those. I have a little better because I think if you take out those tank starts, he really did have a good year. I'll go 3.88, which is slightly lower, 1.11 whip, which kind of corresponds, also a little lower. But I'll say he spends a month or so on the injured list. 141 innings.
All right. Going to Max Fried now. He should be the opening day starter. I don't know why he's not the opening day starter. It's kind of weird to me. But ERA for Fried, I'll go pretty solid. I'm going to go 3.35. I'll go whip at a 1.08. Innings pitch, he's going to pitch 155 innings. He doesn't go deep into games. I don't know if you know that.
Really?
He doesn't go deep into games. Yeah, not really, no.
Yeah. Okay. All right, I'll go 3.36. I like where your ERA is. I think it's high though, based on his career stats.
No, it is. Yeah, but AL is different than the NL though. AL is way different.
True. That's what I was gonna say.
And the ballparks too. Yeah.
This is like a higher mark. This is regression. Maybe I'm not that high on him, but I guess we end up having similar things. AL East could be good. So I don't know. 3.36. I guess that's kind of like similar, comparable for the AL. 1.09 whip. So in there, and I'll go 175 innings pitch, which is a full year. But
that's good.
Full year, not going deep into games. I think.
I like that a lot. Next one, your favorite, Marcus Stroman, everybody's favorite pitcher. Marcus Stroman's going to have a 4.78 ERA.
Wow.
I hate him so much. Whip it's a little biased here, but I don't think he's going to have a good year. I don't think he's in a good mental health headspace right now. So I'm going to go with 4.78. Whip at a 1.20. Innings pitch, he's not going to last the whole year to me. To me, I said in the last episode, he's going to have a big outburst, something with Boone, and he's going to end up getting DFA'd. So innings pitch,
it's not going to happen in the year.
It's going to happen middle of the season. Dog days of the winter. Dog days of the summer in baseball. Innings pitched, he is going to, like I said, not going to survive the whole year. Give me 70 innings for him.
Okay. So I'll go 4.29 for Stroman, which is a little higher than last year. I mean, I'm not that high on Stroman. I think he's like a decent 5 starter, but now it's a different expectation now that he's the 3 starter. So I have to hold him to a higher standard. So this is not going to cut it as the 3 starter, 4.3 basically. The command is terrible. All I heard last year was that he executes the pitches so well. This execution is terrible. He's always just outside, just inside. So he walks a lot of guys. So I'll go 1.23 whip, and I'll go 120 innings. I don't know if that's an injury. He's had injuries in the past. Or I don't know if that's like Luis Gil coming back and Will Warren staying in the rotation or Carrasco staying in. So 120, he'll be out of there.
All right. So next we have Will Warren. Is he going to be the fourth starter or the fifth starter? Is he going to be
Fourth
Cookie
starter.
at 4?
Started the fourth
He's
game.
gonna be at 4.
Yeah.
Okay, he's going to be at 4. So Will Warren, I'm going to give him an ERA of it's so tough to predict. You don't really have anything to base it off.
I feel like he'll be
Give
either
me-
great or terrible. Like
I know. You know what? Give me a 4.20 ERA. A whip of 1.15. And innings, I'll say he lasts like a pretty solid amount of the year. I'm going to say 120 innings pitched.
I don't know how much I believe this. I'm kind of just saying this for the sake of saying.
Yeah,
it,
no,
but,
it's just like predict. Yeah, just like throw anything out there.
yeah. I think ultimately, Cole's out for the year. He's gonna get a full year. He's higher than Carrasco.
He is. I mean,
I think he's gonna get a full year, a full crack at it, and maybe he'll be dependable. So I'll go 3.90, which is optimistic. 1.13, I'll go 160 innings pitched. That's a full year as a 5-starter, basically.
That's really good. That's like really freaking. That's just like ceiling, in my opinion. That's a ceiling. Will Warren.
Okay, that'd be
That's a
great.
great
Like
year.
we'd be happy. Will Warren, like big year.
Oh,
Apparently he has great stuff. I've been hearing about he has great stuff.
He does. He has the stuff plus is off the charts with him. The stuff.
Yeah,
plus,
I always see
that
that.
metric
The
is,
pitch
stuff
profile
plus off the
or
charts.
the stuff plus.
Yeah. So I'm off the charts with him. So we're gonna go Cookie Carrasco next. ERA infinity for him. ERA infinity for Cookie Carrasco.
Wow.
I told you I was gonna give you a bold prediction here. He's gonna pitch 10 innings. Infinity.
Wait, no, John, that can't be infinity then.
Yes, it can.
No, infinity is 0.
No, is it not? All right, wait.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, wait a minute. I really wanted the infinity for him. Okay, I'm gonna give him a 20.5 ERA.
In 10 innings pitched?
Yeah, in 10.
He's not gonna wow.
It's gonna be 3 starts. It's gonna be maybe 4 starts or 3. 10 innings, 20.5, whip of 2.1. He stinks, man. This guy's washed up. This guy's washed. All right, whip of
ERA,
3.2.
Your runs.
Let's do this. How about this?
Your runs per inning is higher than your whip. How does that make sense to me?
That's not true. All right, how about this?
Yeah,
whip is gonna be. How about this? A whip of 3.14 for Pi.
There we go.
How about that?
Pi. A Pi whip.
How about that?
Wow.
Cookie baby. Washed up. This guy should not sniff being on the Yankees. It's so embarrassing.
Yeah, I'll give him like a 5.2.
It's better. I mean, it's gonna average out at like a 12, though. I mean,
like a 1.7 whip. 30 innings pitched. Does a month, maybe. Schmidt comes back, he's out. Boom.
Oh, he's done. Once Schmidt comes back, he's gone. He's gone with the wind. He's done.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. I mean, solid predictions. Who do we have left in the lineup? We have Volpe
and Cabrera.
Oh, exciting.
So
all right, Volpe.
Average, OPS, home runs,
RBIs.
Games. Yeah, RBI.
All right. So average for Volpe. I think his I looked today, his career average is like a 230, at 240 last year, 220 first year. So I'm gonna say he's gonna bat 250, a little better than the previous years this year. 250 for Volpe. Home runs, he had like 12 last year. I'm gonna give him 18 this year. An OPS of 690. And games played, he's gonna play a full 162 games.
I like that. I'm feeling the 162 too. As well. I'll go exactly 700 OPS, which is a big upgrade. I think you'll get more from him this year. And he showed it in the World Series and in the playoffs, and that's against the toughest pitching. So,
yeah, had the grand slam. Yeah, that was big.
Yeah, I expect him to be a little better. I expect him to improve. This guy was supposed to be like the next Jeter or whatever. This is how he's hyped up.
That was unfair. That was unfair to,
Well, I expect him to be a little better than he's been. So 700 OPS, which is still well below league average. It's not great number, but that's hitting 250, and that's we'll go with 15 home runs. I don't feel the power. I don't want power from him. I want him to slap the ball.
Yeah, just go the other way. Hit a lot of. I want to see a lot of doubles from him. A lot of extra base hits, not necessarily home runs. I agree with that. I definitely agree. Even triples too. He's fast. He's fast. Even triples.
Yeah.
So all right, I like that a lot. We're pretty much aligned with that. Oswaldo's next. Oswaldo Cabrera, starting third baseman. Average, he's going to bat 218. This guy does not hit for average at all. Home runs, I'll give him like 8 home runs. I don't think he's going to survive the year. They're going to trade for somebody, in my opinion. Give me OPS, I don't know, 675. And games played, give me starting at third base games played, or like games played with him like subbing in. Want me to give him like starting numbers? I don't think he's gonna start all year.
Including games subbed in. We've been doing has to be consistent.
Okay, I'll say 115.
Huh. How is the OPS that high for you? Doesn't check out.
675
for 8 home runs in 115 games.
Yeah. That's not, but he can get on base. He can walk. He have doubles. It's not. I mean,
he doesn't walk.
You watch him. My predictions are spot on, Matthew. My predictions are spot on. You're gonna be eat your words.
So I know Oswaldo Cabrera more than you know Oswaldo Cabrera. I think he hits for. Yeah. I think I haven't checked the stats. My sense is I think he hits for average and he doesn't get on base.
Get the hell out of here.
I'm telling you, I think he hits like 250.
Matthew,
and
his career batting average is 233. Give me a break. He stinks.
What did he hit last year? 240?
He hit 247.
And what was his on base?
108 games. His on base was 296. Oh boy.
He doesn't get on base.
But his OPS was 661. That's in line with mine.
No. It's a lot of starts. I'll go good year for Cabrera standards. 261. 10 home runs, higher average, more home runs, but the same OPS as you. What'd you have? 675?
675, baby.
That's what makes sense. My stat line makes more sense than your stat line for 675.
All right, Matthew, look. As you can see, I'm very low on pretty much everybody I predicted today. Fried is the exception, I guess. Stroman, I mean Carrasco, man, 20.5. That's got a little disrespectful for me. The guy this guy. I think he survived cancer. Maybe anything's possible with him. Maybe he could have, revive his career with the Yankees. Who knows? Look, you got to give him some extra credit with that. So, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. I look this year with our stat predictions. I think we're in line with like 79 wins for this team, Matthew. We're really low on a lot of people.
I guess this leads us to the AL East standing predictions.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it's not aligned with this. Yeah, whatever.
Mine might be aligned. I'm telling mine might be aligned.
I mean, mine's aligned with the fact that the AL stinks. The only good teams are like the Red Sox, Yankees, Orioles, and Indians. Guardians. Sorry about that.
Yeah. AL's not good. No, I agree. AL's not good, but the AL East is fine. That's, I think, the
okay.
Look at.
I agree with
I'll
you.
start with mine. I have first place. We're doing our standing predictions. First place.
Orioles. Wait. Don't. Let's start with fifth. Let's start with fifth. Let's start with going.
All right, I've already said it. Everyone knows the Orioles.
All right, but it's all right. Let's go bottom up. I think that's good.
All right, sure. Go
with your 5.
All right, I got Rays 68 wins, which is lowest they've been in like
68
decade. Okay. I don't feel it this year. The magic runs out. Whatever they've been able to develop this talent, these guys you've never heard of, these pitchers becoming good. Not feeling it. 68 wins. They are not going to be good this year. Playing at the Yankees. It's just not. This is not their year. Not going to work for them.
Matthew, I changed mine a little bit. I have the Rays at 5th place, winning 55 games, 107 losses for the Rays. I didn't realize how much they stunk. So 55 wins for my 5th place.
What is this? How'd you go from 78 to 55? Can you explain that to me?
It's a last-minute switch.
No, last-minute switch. How'd you?
I ran the numbers. And the analytics tell me 55 wins for them.
55 wins. All right, fine.
I hate that too, Simon.
Okay, my next team, Blue Jays. 79 wins, so a little below 500. Yeah, the Blue Jays are kind of just stuck in the mud. Like, they've made some perimeter moves that, like, maybe improve them, but then they lose a guy in free agency or this or that. Very average team. They scream to me, so 79 wins.
Okay. Pretty much the same for me. I have the Blue Jays at 4, cracking 83 wins. 83 wins for the Blue Jays, 79 losses. Blue Jays, yeah, you're right. They didn't make any significant moves this offseason. They're going to lose Guerrero next year, like his last year. Maybe that sparks him a little bit because he's playing on a contract year, so maybe he has a really monstrous year, and that helps him get a couple more wins here down the stretch. But I have the Blue Jays at number 4, 83.
Okay, interesting. My third place team that I have this team not making the playoffs, 81 wins, The New York Yankees. I've been saying it to a lot of
Wow,
my
that's
friends.
crazy.
People who are listening to this right now, they know I've said Yankees 81 wins, definition of mediocre. The whole team screams average. I said that earlier this podcast. Everything about them, not feeling it this year. Regression maybe from Judge or some, I don't know.
I hope
81
not.
wins,
That would suck.
81
Yeah.
and 81.
Okay, so for third place, I have a tie. Third and second place, I have a tie. Orioles and Yankees both receiving 90 wins. I have a tiebreaker. Now, what the tiebreaker is, I think it's head-to-head. So I'll put the Yankees ahead of the Orioles. I think they've owned the Orioles significant amount over the past couple of years. So I have the Yankees winning more games against the Orioles this year, putting them at 2, Orioles at 3, both with 90 wins.
Yep. Now, next, second place, I have the Red Sox, 89 wins. I think people are sleeping on them. I see people now kind of talk about them. The rotation's solid. They have some guys on the IL too that will come back. Giolito, like you don't know, these guys could give you something. The Yankees never make these moves where
So they got
somebody-
Giolito, Bueller. They got so Liam Hendricks, Aroldis Chapman,
Chapman.
Bregman.
They have that guy, that good pitcher, the left
Walker
Garrett
Bueller, right? Bueller.
Yeah, Bueller, Garrett Crochet.
Crochet they traded for. That's right. They've got a lot of pieces here, a lot of new pieces, a lot of good additions.
I like what they've done though, how they've constructed.
They've done a lot of
this.
stuff.
They've
Yeah.
taken a chance of some guys. So I'm pulling up their roster now to see if there's anybody else. Even these guys have been prospects. Cutter Crawford, Bello. What's that?
Yes.
Tanner
Bello's
Houck.
phenomenal. Bello's very fun. He's good. Good
Yeah,
potential.
Tanner Houck was solid last year.
Hawk is not. Yeah.
Pitched to 3.12 in 30 starts. That's really good. Like that. Giolito, don't sleep on them. Garrett Whitlock was solid for them a few years back. So I think the lineup is solid. The infield is pretty good. Maybe Trevor
Absolutely.
Story's healthy. So don't sleep on
yeah.
them.
I mean, Trevor Story is a question mark every single
big year.
year.
Red Sox.
Yeah, I mean Trevor Story is a question mark every single year, so I wouldn't rely on him. But Red Sox, I do like what they did a lot. So I'm putting them as my first place team here with 92 wins. Red Sox are going to win the division. Yankees and Orioles will both be wild card teams this year.
All right, and my last team, Orioles, 96 wins. Big on them this year, and I'm big on them because young team last year. So you have to expect when a guy's coming up 21 years old, 20 years old, that they're going to be better the next year. Nobody peaks at 20 years old. I mean, it's unusual. So I think forward progress for them. I like kind of they picked up a Japanese guy for their rotation who's supposed to be good in Japan. That's the one thing, though. The rotation isn't great. But they have Charlie Morton at 41 years old. Might contribute.
How was he still pitching, Matthew? That's crazy to me. How was he still pitching?
He's been solid every year. Every year he's solid.
He's the guy that has a good 12-6. Talk about 12-6. Charlie Morton has one of the best in the game. 12-6, man. Phenomenal.
So I like what they've done here. And obviously Gary Sanchez, backup catcher, good depth. I mean,
love it. He should be the starter, honestly. He's very good.
Over Adley Rutschman?
Yeah. No, he should be. How about is he going to DH? Who's a DH there?
They have so many guys in the outfield. One of them got DH.
Santander is pretty good. I like their team a lot.
Santander's on the Blue Jays now.
I like Gunnard Henderson. Gunnard.
Yeah, Gunnard.
I love Gunnard a lot. That guy Santander. No, they lost Santander actually. So he went actually.
They DH there. They have two good first basemen, Ryan Mountcastle and Ryan O'Hearn.
That's right. Yes, you're right. You're right. Okay.
Each of them played over 140 games last year, and they only played first base. So that's what they do.
Right. Matthew, I think it was a pretty solid podcast here. I think. Look, I'm really looking forward to opening day. Hopefully, the Yankees get the dub. I'm gonna look to go to some games here in April, Matthew, because the prices are really great. They're so favorable. They're awesome. I looked at the game next week against the Diamondbacks, Matthew. $8 lowest price, and you can send the 100s for like $30. It's awesome. I'm gonna start to
John, we'll talk about it because
we'll talk about it.
I literally do nothing. I do nothing all day. That's my job.
All right, yeah. Look, we'll have to plan a game here soon. I think it makes total sense because the prices are very, very good, and I love to see that because the other teams that I root for, the Rangers, Knicks, to get into the Garden is like $200, and you're sitting in the nosebleeds. So that's really that upsets me. But for the Yankees, it's refreshing to see this. So gotta go to some games.
Agreed. We'll get to that. That's the way to rack them up. Go to some early games. You're still
against shitty opponents. Yeah, Diamondbacks, like a team that nobody cares about. Yeah, that's the way to do it, Matthew. That's the way to do it. We're pros. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All right. So we'll think about it. We'll be in touch for that.
All right. So great episode as always, guys.
Yeah.
If you know what my background is, comment in the comments below. Matthew has no idea. Can't think of it. But
Is it like
we'll get
Squid
back to it
Games? I
soon.
don't even know what the
We'll get
is
back
it
to it
Squid
soon.
Games? I
We'll
don't
get
even
back to
know.
it soon. Comment down below what you think it is. And we'll see you guys in the next one.